Hey guys, it's Laura. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I do videos on luxury handbags, shoes, shopping, and occasionally travel. So if those are topics that interest you, please consider subscribing to my channel and stick around for this video. So guys, apologies in advance. I am still unfortunately sick. This virus really likes the accommodations of me because it has been sticking around. So if I sound a little congested and nasally, again, apologies in advance. I am loaded up with cough medicine so that I can do this video, but I really wanted to get it done. I'm going to be talking about 5 luxury items that do not hold value. Now, the items that I'm going to be talking about are not necessarily bad items. I wouldn't say that you should not purchase these items if you like them. They're just items that if for whatever reason you wanted to sell in the future, you shouldn't expect them to hold value. Number 1 is going to be luxury shoes. Now, of course, every category that I talk about will probably have their exceptions, but in general, shoes will not hold their value. They're just an item that gets a lot of wear. Even if you never wear those shoes, they probably will not sell for what you paid for them. There are a few exceptions, like for example, the Chanel dad sandals. When they were really difficult to get, they could often sell above retail if you were selling new pairs, even slightly worn pairs. But again, that's just the exception to the rule. I have sold designer shoes in the past. Recently, I sold a pair of PRADA designer shoes. I believe I paid around $670. They were these really beautiful black Mary Jane suede pumps, and then on the strap you had this really nice crystal detail. Again, I purchased those for around $670. I think I even might have gotten them on sale. They were always a little bit big for me, but they were the last pair, and I absolutely loved this shoe. I just used inserts and things like that and really stuck it out, but eventually I decided that it was just time to let go of these shoes, and I think I ended up selling them for around $175. Again, they did have wear and tear. They were gently used, so I didn't recoup a whole lot of money. Again, I wasn't expecting to, and I hope that they are with somebody who they actually fit and is enjoying them. Another pair of shoes that I was interested in selling recently were these pair from Chanel. They're these beautiful pink satin pumps with these crystal details on the heel as well as on the buckle. I believe these are from 21A. I recently got an email from Rebag saying that they were now selling shoes and asking for people to submit their shoes for quotes. I submitted this pair out of curiosity to see what they would give me. I paid, I think these retailed for $1,450, and they offered me $245. So that just really highlights how much shoes really don't hold their value. Of course, they're gonna offer me less than what they would sell these for because they are a business. They do need to make a profit. So if I sell these on my own, I could probably make more for them. But again, it would just be a fraction of what I originally paid. Next up is ready to wear. Most ready to wear is not going to hold its value. Even if it is in new with tag condition, you often will have to sell it for a fraction of the price. Of course, there are always exceptions to this rule. If you have a really special vintage, highly sought after piece, then you might make a little more money on that. But in general, ready to wear does not hold its value. If you like ready to wear, then I highly recommend looking at pre-loved or vintage pieces. You can look on websites like Vestiaire if you're in a city that has a lot of vintage shops. I know London is really great about this, and I think New York as well. You can usually find really great deals on pre-loved vintage pieces. Of course, they'll still be expensive in comparison to clothing from other brands, but they will be a lot less expensive than if you were to buy it new. A really good example of this would be Chanel tweed jackets. They're very synonymous with Chanel. A lot of collectors would love a tweed jacket. So if you are looking to buy a tweed jacket new, they can often range from like $5,000 to $10,000. I've seen them. So it's crazy expensive. If you were to look in a consignment shop or even on Vestiaire, you could probably find jackets in really great condition at a fraction of that cost. Again, they will probably still be expensive, and you can find really great deals sometimes out there. So again, ready to wear, if you decide to sell your ready to wear, it's not really something that you should expect to recoup the money that you originally paid for that item. Third on the list is going to be Hermes fine jewelry. Now, fine jewelry is an excellent way to start building a purchase history if you are working towards a quota bag like a Birkin or a Kelly. I have seen lots of people recommend purchasing fine jewelry. Now, the thing about it though is there's not really a high demand for this fine jewelry on the pre-loved market as there would be for other brands like say Cartier or VCA. So oftentimes if you were to buy a piece that you're not really into but you're just buying it because you really want to work towards that quota bag, if you go to sell it, you should expect to sell it for a fraction of the price. One example that I wanted to highlight is this Hermes finesse pendant. Now it is rose gold and it has diamonds in it, and it retails for $5,400 on the Hermes website brand new. But if you look at the same necklace on Fashionphile, which Fashionphile is known for not always having the lowest priced resale items. Sometimes some people consider them very expensive, and they can be for the resale market. But if you look at this necklace on their website, it's retailing for $2,605. It's even been put on a sale. So that just tells you that the demand isn't really there. It's retailing for less than half of what it's selling for on the website. The fourth item is going to be very trendy items. Right now, especially, we are seeing a lot of bag trends. I feel like it might be sort of starting to phase out a little bit, but we're still in the micro bag trend. Now, these bags are super cute. They are a fraction of a regular bag. So for example, if you're looking at Chanel, you might see one of these micro bags that really only holds a few credit cards, and they may be retailing for around $2,000, maybe a little bit less than that. And they are super cute when you put them on. However, this is a very trendy item. It's not a trend that will last, so it's not going to retain the same value that, say, a classic flap would. Now, at the height of a trend like this, you might be able to sell the item for more than what you paid for it because there is the demand on the resale market. However, once the trend starts phasing out of style, the demand starts decreasing, you will wind up not making the same money that you paid for it. So if you do have these bags, if you are considering selling them, you do want to be ahead of the trend to make sure that you can recoup the money. However, if that's not really a consideration for you, it's not a worry for you, then go for the micro bag if you really like it. They are cute pieces after all, and not everybody is thinking about investment when they buy these pieces. You know, for a lot of people, it's their passion for fashion. So I'm not saying not to buy these bags. I'm just saying be aware that once the trend is over, they're going to go down in value. And finally on my list is going to be the Chanel Reissue bag, specifically in the medium and the larger sizes. The mini size is better about retaining value, especially if you have a very popular color combination. Like, for example, when that rainbow reissue came out, everybody was clamoring to get their hands on a mini, especially ones with really great color distribution. But in general, these are bags that don't really hold their value. They're priced the same as a classic flap when you're buying them brand new in the boutique, but when you go to resell them, you'll often see them for thousands of dollars less on the resale market. So it is something to be aware of. I personally love the reissue bag. I think it's a very elegant, understated Chanel bag. It's sort of like if you know, you know. The branding is very small. It has the Mademoiselle turn lock, and at the very top of that turn lock, in very small letters, you'll have Chanel engraved. So it's not really a bag that screams Chanel unless you're familiar with the history of the house. And I think people who love the history of Chanel and the fashion house itself do have a soft spot for the reissue. But I think when it comes to Chanel, it is a very much psychological purchase, and people kind of want people to know that they're carrying Chanel. So I think the double C turn lock on the bag is really what makes or breaks the resale price. So it, again, something to consider. They're beautiful bags. I have bought reissue bags myself and loved them. So it's not a reason not to buy the bag, but it is something to be aware of that right now, reissue bags just do not sell the same on the resale market than a classic flap does. Alright guys, so that is it for today's video. Of course, these 5 items are not the only designer items that you could purchase that don't hold value. I feel like that could be turned into an entire series. What items do hold their value, what items don't hold their value. If you're interested in me doing a series like that, just let me know in the comments below. I would be happy to do that. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!